All right, man. Thank y'all for tapping into Streetball the Pro. I don't have my laptop, so I'm on my phone today. So the setup ain't the same, but hey, we still back. It's my man. I got Zobe one, and we got Killer Cross, the Cross himself, who's going to be, man, this is gonna be a fun one, right? Because like I said, it's the unit. It's about us coming together and really just supporting one another. And so, man, today Cross is going to be spearheading us. So it's on you today. Let's go. Let's go.
The unit, we back at it. You know what I'm saying? We've been doing our thing for the last few months or whatever. So now we back at it, closing it out towards the end of the year. So we're in the fourth quarter pretty much. So
Yeah.
going down. Um, Pretty much we just gonna start off with what been going on in the street ball world. The main thing is what we gonna run down on is the top 75, that's for sure. And future players that's in the mix of that, getting for the votes and stuff like that. And then we got some people that have been doing that thing for a while in the street ball world, like King Handles, I Am Matt, Black Jesus, and White Iverson. They pretty much the guys that been kind of coasting through the street ball world or whatever, and they got their own little thing going or whatever. So I must let Zoe bring up a few things or whatever that I'm gonna be speaking on. And the first thing I'm gonna speak on is with King Handles. He back over, but I
In
think
China, right?
yeah, I believe he
Yeah.
over China, yeah. And he been doing his thing or whatever. Got a couple of clips of him pretty much doing some stuff or whatever. Shout out to King Handles. I met him at the Zeke end. Shout out to Coach for giving me an opportunity, me and Craig, to go out there and meet the mixtape players, basically some of the original mixtape players. So yeah, King Handles, he gonna be one of the first guys right now. We're gonna show y'all guys the ones, especially for the people that don't know King Handles. And this right here going for the people that don't know who King Handles is.
Yeah, man. King Handles is King Handles is a staple in the community, man. If you ever want to go see any of his footage or anything like that, man, all you gotta do is just go to Instagram and then tap into the King Handles, and you'll be able to see Joey work there, man. I mean, he's always posting, he's always relevant. He plays straight up ball, and then he also plays the entertainment side of street ball, right? We prefer to do, right? He's a creator. He's not afraid to go outside of the box when he does a lot of the moves that he do. Yes, some of them are definitely, as I would categorize, as wild illegal, which of course, I'm all about that. Joey is also, or King Handles is also one of the founders of the Nautic out of Vancouver, Canada, which it was probably about, like, I think it's like 6 or 7 of them in general, period. They've done a lot of things that have made moves for the streetball community as a whole. They've graced Slam magazine at least twice, right? Recently this year, I want to say they were in I want to say like the June issue, maybe. It may be June or it may be May. I'm not really sure. I could be wrong, but I know that they've been around for a long time, and it's been really, really, really dope and also heartwarming to receive the documentary that they put out this year. That was really, really dope. A lot of people wanted to know where the Nautic players were at and what they were doing. They created Nautic 1 and 2, and then I know when they had their Nautic reunion, I'm gonna call it like it was like an open run, but they had it, and at the end of it, I'm gonna call it Nautic Day. That's what I'm gonna call it. I don't know, I can't remember what they called it, but I'm gonna call it Nautic Day because a legendary moment happened, and we wish we could have seen it. We was able to watch the game, but after that, they all sat down on the court, I think, and they had the screen up, and they viewed the Nautic 3. Um, I'm waiting. So now we're waiting to see Nautic 3 ourselves.
It's gonna be dope.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know the crazy part about, like I said, I'm the new guy to the Streetball world, right? Because like I
Hmm.
said, I've been on overseas and dealing on that side, and so I met King Handles. That's how I met King Handles. Was I'm about to say, was it ABA? But it was on the pro side, right? So the minor league, and he was playing in I think it was a team. I think it was Ballaholic. I think that was the team that was out of Canada, and I didn't know who he was. Like I didn't know he was this street ball legend. You know what I mean? And then,
Right,
but
right.
I knew the thing he had. His mid-range game is one of the best I've ever seen. I mean, don't let him pull up mid-range. What you know what I mean? And so that was my thing when I then fast forward, find out who he was. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like you said, he can do both at the highest level, the entertainment as well as play pro, basketball, because that's how I met him on that side. And so it's just dope to be able to now be in the street ball world and actually get to hear the history and to be a part of all of it. And like I said, even the fact that us coming back together, you know what I mean, as we're the unit, and like we're saying, King handles the Zekin, and now we're talking about him. He's in China, and I'm all excited, you know what I mean, because I got some players, Austin, who's in Canada, I think, who also runs with him, you know what I mean, and they're good friends, and so he's
Was they
about to have.
they're on the same squad?
Yeah, he played in that the actual game that they had
Oh,
up there. Yeah, so the little Asian Austin
oh yeah.
live.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's they're real good friends, and so I've been working with him on the pro side. You know what I mean? So he didn't play in the TBL. He's on his way to Thailand, and you know what I mean, things like that. So it's just dope to see how both worlds actually do come together. You know what I mean?
That TBL is actually becoming. I mean, I'm new to hearing about the TBL, but it sounds like from what I've seen, it's a really large league. Like it's not just to one state. Like I think we
No.
have TBL teams here in North Carolina too.
Yeah, no, the TBL. So you got the G League, or yeah, basically after that, just the TBL. So if you're playing in the
Okay.
TBL, yes. So that's how big the TBL. The TBL, if
Oh,
you're getting paid, you got real
yep.
connections. It's the competition is really up there. You know what I mean? Where if you play there, you consider the pro. You know what I mean? It's like okay, yeah, you got the stripes. So that's how big the TBL and the respect factor it is.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of young guys, saying they're about to go play in the TBL. I'm about to go work out for this team. Da, da, da.
Yeah.
And I'm old, right? So, and I didn't have to do all of that. I've done all the other things, right? And so
Right.
when they say it, I'm like, what's the TBL? And I've never asked them, but now I'm sitting here and I'm listening. And I'm like, okay, this
Yep.
makes sense. And then you just put it in perspective. This is the league under the G League.
Yep.
So it's like, okay, this is the minor league in the sense of like baseball, but there's
Yes.
so many minor league teams that exist. It's not just one league that exists. So this is another avenue for players that aren't playing overseas to play here in the States. That's in a, I guess
Yes. So
I'm guessing that's
I would say yes. The difference is the TBL is a top league. So like when you start to say
okay.
when there's different minor leagues, yes, it is. You know what I mean? So of course that's the world I come out of, and so played in the ABL, the this and that. I could throw a bunch of initials or acronyms at you and say, okay, we didn't play
See,
in so many before we became independent because I'm traveling and I have relationships already overseas. You know what I mean? And so
okay,
that's
okay,
what set the Admirals apart, is the fact that my idea was like I want to have control of my own platform. You know what I mean? I don't have to play for a league and pay them money and hope that something gonna happen. And so, but the TBL, and I have a lot of partners in a sense of coaches, friends. We're going to be playing Vancouver. A good friend of mine, the owner down there, we're going to be playing them, the Admirals. We just spoke yesterday, a preseason game in February, because I'll be bringing what we're talking about, the street ball Admirals side back. You know what I mean? So that's the kind of opportunities that I will be able to present or provide, is the fact that we're playing TBL teams when you start talking about pro. So that's the difference when you say, oh, it's a bunch of tricks. In the TBL, no, you know what I mean? It's these
Right.
guys are the best of the best. And so that's the difference is if you play in the TBL, that's like you played in the G League. You know what I mean? So that's the difference where there's other ones. Let me see who's this. Oh,
Oh no.
okay. Go ahead. Yep. Yep. So that's how it is.
Yeah,
So my bad, Cross.
no, you good, you good, you
I
No,
good.
took
no,
that
no, no,
part.
no. You
No,
good.
you
You good.
good,
It's
you
Okay.
good.
it's working out. You know, no, you know what? Yeah, it is your fault. You're on
Yeah,
your
it
phone
is.
today. So
It is.
yes.
Right. You know me.
Yeah.
I'm still gotta learn. You know me because I want to be taken over. So go ahead, Cross. Do
Nah,
you
no,
think?
you
No, I'm
good. You
joking.
good. Nah. What we on next?
No, I thought you was gonna be able to pull a highlight up or
The
King.
King Handles.
Oh nah, we not logged in. We not
Ah,
logged
okay.
in.
Okay.
Yeah, and I am Mac. Yeah, he in the news right now in the social media streetball world or whatever. I am Mac been doing this thing for a while and pretty much close friends to Zobi One or whatever. But people that don't know, they're close friends. Uh, Zoe pretty much introduced I am Mac to me and Coach, like
Yep.
just separate occasions though, but or whatever. He been doing this thing for a while. He been blessed to play in Boston. What was it, like a Boston parade open run type thing?
Oh yeah, that's right. He did the so he so the Boston Celtics won the national championship, and the Hoop Bus had a stake in, you know, in the NBA in general, right? The Hoop Bus has a partnership with the NBA, and Mac is technically the flagship individual for the
Okay.
Hoop Bus when it comes to Boston, Massachusetts. So, you know, if you think about the Hoop Bus and I'm putting it like this: if the Hoop Bus comes to Boston, Massachusetts, if it comes to Massachusetts, Mac is there. If the Hoop Bus comes to like North Carolina, I'm there, right? So you have like certain people that are tied in, right? When the Hoop Bus goes to New York, you got the whole, like, there's so many of them, right? It's so many of them. I don't know if they have a distinct like one individual because there's so many of them. With it being the mecca of basketball, being New York, you know. So I just feel like it's wide open there. But to stay on, Mac has done a lot of different things in general when it comes to the street ball community, especially just a little background on Mac. A lot of people, or Mr. Excuse Me, what people don't know. You know, excuse me, nothing's over there. You know what I'm saying? There you go. Uh trademark by Mac himself. So what people don't know is Mac or Mac Thompson, right? Mr. Excuse Me. He's never played like high school basketball. He wasn't on anybody's college team. He's a very dominant player. A lot of people look at him and they're like, and I'm not just saying this because that is my guy, you know, but a lot of people look at him and they say, there's no way this, and I don't even like saying this, or what I'm gonna say it though. You know, say,
Yep.
well, ain't no way this fat guy can do
Yep.
all this, man. I'm locking that up. I'll do this, I'll do that. And I just sit there and I look at these comments and I have conversations with Max sometimes. And I'm like, bro, I'll be reading these comments. I'll be getting a little upset because I'm like, one, that's my guy. But
Yeah.
two is like, it's like, yo, like, first of all, you're talking from an account that's private. You're talking from an account that's private. And then secondly, when you do talk from an account that's not private, like you don't have anything that's hoop related on there. So to
Right.
even come in there and bash somebody that has the same level, let's put it like this, the same level of experience when it comes to on paper as a ball player as you, but yet you come in to try to criticize, like that's
Yeah.
crazy. To
Yeah.
me, that's crazy, right? You know, it's just respect, you know, each his own. But Mac is a really large staple in the community. He's also known for, I'm gonna say it. He's known for bringing back the video game NBA Streets. We all mentally know and we have it in our minds, you know, with all the wild, crazy moves and the points going across the top of the board for certain moves that you do. You know, this game came out back in 2000, well, yeah, 2000, 2001, like 2002 eras when they really dropped volume 1, volume 2. And of course, they made 3, Then they made some other things too, and then it branched off to some other stuff in general. But that specifically, he brought that back, and when he did it, it just caught like wildfire and just ran off. Mac has also, like I said, like Cross was saying, he brought up the hoop bus. He's been a staple with the hoop bus. Mac has also been a very relevant individual with Red Bull. So he has good connection there. He's tied in. He's done a couple of ads and things. There's a lot of street ball players now that are getting, I almost said NIL deals. They're not getting NILs, but they're getting these little brand deals to advertise certain things. And I think it's cool. I think it's cool that these guys are getting these opportunities. Now, do I wish that these opportunities existed when I was around playing? I do, but everything's not meant for everyone. So like for us three that's here, our place is to make sure that people know that it's going on and it's happening.
Right.
But Mac, like I said, Mac is a big staple in the street basketball community, not just the street basketball community, but the basketball community, because he's more than just a basketball player. Literally, he's a commentator. He's man, there's so many things he do that's outside of basketball. I put it like this: if he couldn't play basketball, his relevancy in basketball would be still like really, really, really great. There's a couple of things that he worked on I can't speak on, that I do know about, but I can't speak on it. But when it comes out, I put it like this: just keep watching NBA TV. You'll see it.
Okay.
That's You got anything to say, Coach, about that? Or you...
No, I mean, like I said, like you said, it's crazy because I was all excited, low key, when met Zoe. Then he introduced me to Mac. I'm like, yo, I'm new to the world, and I'm already getting put on to sort of like who's now, like what I mean, who's really
Right.
doing their thing. And those were two guys I actually had looked at their video. You know what I mean? So once again, me coming over to the street ball and starting to look around, and I watched them, and I was, low key fans, like, yo, I like what they got going on. And then to meet them and talk to them, and it was so like just laid back. I was like, yo, this is like, what's up? And like you said, with Matt, he is the type, and I noticed because of the fact playing on the pros, you look at their body shape and things like that, be like, there's no way. And I'm like,
No way.
I promise you,
Okay.
these guys that really are
Okay.
like that. Yeah,
That's where I get toasted up.
and so to watch him, but then to hear his background where it says he didn't play high school, he didn't play college, he didn't play, but his love and his experience of the game is on a whole nother level, right? So that for me, it's just dope to be a part and to be able to see the game in its fullness. You know what I mean? Like I said, so that's what I think about is like being able to meet you all and to the ones who have names, the up and coming, the big names, because we all know there's levels, you know what I mean? And that's something that I'm also
Right.
learning. There's levels, you know what I mean? Where I've been fortunate enough to meet some of the biggest names in street ball to some that are up and coming. And so Mac is one that I'm like, I'm a fan, and Zobe, low key, I've actually been trying to Hadouken. So, you know what I mean? I'm a fan like
Right.
that, but that is hard, by the way. But that's my 2 cents. My bad, Cross. Go ahead. It's on you.
Now we're gonna do a U-turn right back on you, Coach.
Okay.
I want to give you a shout out for your new opportunity on the coaching for the high school.
Oh, yeah.
Is it high school?
Okay. Yeah. I appreciate it. Yes.
Yeah.
So yes. So basically what happened is the coach and I, we was the coaches at our middle school. And God let us turn that program around. We went from last place to pretty much, we say we was the champs because we knocked off everyone. We went on the 5-0 streak last year to finish the season. And so this year they're set up to win the banner. We're like, man, we both had to go because we both got promoted to the high school, but we knew with the resources, you know what I mean? I know that I have, and the people I can bring in, I thought that would definitely be a better place, you know what I mean, for my skill set and everything that's happening. And so that's where I'm at. We got a program that we're rebuilding, and so we're both excited. And one of our the new coaches is one of my former players that came through the Admiral system and went to China, went and all of that. He helped make history. So he's also on the coaching staff. So for me, it's a crazy place to be, to sit there and be like, man, I remember this young fella, and now here we are teaching the next generation and giving them opportunities. But yes, I appreciate that's the opportunity I'm excited about coming into this year. So shout out to CK High School, Central Kitsap. So yeah, I'm the JV head coach. We'll see if what I can do there.
That's dope. That's dope. So I gotta wait. So you say you got promoted and moved up. Is it the same district as the middle school?
Yep.
I see what they doing. See, that's what I was thinking. I see what they doing. That's a good plan. That's a really
Yep.
good plan. That's how you do it, man. It's like, hey, look, man, y'all did a great job. We want to
Yep.
go ahead and continue that. They already respect you. They understand you.
Yep.
We're gonna go ahead and get y'all on there. They'll see you. You will see them fall 2025.
Oh yeah. And that was the exciting part, about it, when my guy hit me up and he told me, and I was like, yo, because we was the year before we was talking about, yeah, we might have to take our talent to South Beach. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we might have to go up to the next level. And once the opportunity presented itself, I think just as a whole, as the community, the kids, because he's in a program, AAU program, and of course I have an AAU program, and we work together. And I think just our personality and everything is just great. So it's going to be a fun concept. We got set up. We're going to see, you know.
Hey, look, can I wait? Cross, can I steal it for a second? Because Coach said something, bro. Coach said something, and I saw this like probably about 45 minutes ago, man. And he said, take the talent to South Beach. Have y'all seen Dwayne Wade's statue yet?
I just saw that. Somebody just tweeted it. It look crazy, man. I don't know what that is.
Man,
Like a gargoyle or something, man.
bro,
Yeah.
yo, look, hold on, man.
I'm glad they didn't do
don't
my boy. I'm glad they didn't do Allen Iverson with a bunch of Jordan.
look, man. Hey, let me see. Get ready.
Only two they got the best two statues besides like the greats, the other people that got them, but they messed him up. That's what he.
Let me get added on, man. I got it pulled up, man. This is wild to me, man. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. I saw it in a meme on somebody's IG, and the dude is like a dude that's always like joking and making, you know what I'm saying, like funny stuff or whatever.
I'm trying to see.
You got me. Oh, yeah, you might have to. It's a little. I don't know how you have to do it on the phone. It's a little different.
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
But you
Oh
add
man,
it.
it's on the phone. Okay, I got more.
What you
Oh
got?
man.
It should be like how you go to the backstage. It should be like that.
Yeah, went
on the phone.
Okay, recording, branding,
Mm-hmm.
comments. So on here, normally you go more and go more. I got private chat, layout, stream info settings, and post comments. No, we don't.
Check out the layout. Check out the
Layout.
layout. Yeah, see what that has in there.
Layout. It
Nope.
just have how we want to present ourselves, like us on here.
I mean,
Let's see.
where's the section if someone was to join? If someone was to join, where would you go? It should be right there.
So you would go. Yes. Okay. I got you right here. Boom.
There we go. Boom. Look at this, man.
Yeah, I told you.
Bro.
Yo, what? That's horrible.
That's not the same man.
That is not D-Wade.
That's not D-Wade.
It's like a gargoyle, man. Like a gargoyle.
Bro.
Yeah, they can't do my man like that. That is definitely not D-Wade. I'm sorry.
Bro. The dude said this is iniquitous work. I was like, bro, I'm not really 100% sure what that really means, but I know it's not good because I don't use that word in my vocabulary. Right. But iniquitous work is crazy, bro. The way they did my man in here, man, is
I don't know who that
He
is.
said, son, he said, yo, I don't know if whoever made this, they all just sat in the boardroom and was like, oh yeah, that's good. What? It's like that's not good, man. Y'all know this is not good. Why would y'all do this to him? Look, I go to Florida, I go to Miami or whatnot in December. I told my wife today, I was like, yo,
You gotta go there.
I hope they do not take this thing down before I can get there, because I got to see this in person. It's like I said, dude, I'm up there Googling. I'm like, where is this at? Is it inside? Is it outside? It's outside the arena, bro.
Oh my gosh. Heck
I'm
no.
like, come on, man. I feel like they did it on purpose because
They
they
did.
did him. They did the way they did him anyway.
Yeah.
I feel like they did this on purpose. There's
They
so
did.
many there's so many clips and photos that you could have taken. I mean, like you could have took the one who's like, all of them do that. Kobe did it, Jordan did it, you could have did that. You got this man.
They messed him
Oh
up.
no.
Ah,
We ain't gonna stay on that. We ain't gonna stay on this too
right.
long, man. I just had to bring this up right quick before you went into the next topic, man.
That's horrible.
Hey, show some other news throughout that. Like if you know something else you can pull up. You want to talk about?
Oh, I mean, whatever.
Let me go grab my charger.
Clever, man. Yeah, whatever's clever on the next move, man.
Yeah, I was going to U-turn it right back on you or whatever. I heard that you playing in this game coming up soon. What's
man?
I heard it through the grapevine. Heard it through the grapevine, didn't I?
Yeah, man. Yeah. So this is tied in with the SBA, the Street Basketball Association, and US Elite. The founder of the Street Basketball Association is Gerard Mustafa.
Yep.
He played in the league in the late 90s. He's been running his organization for a while now with US Elite. I know that they're having like it's a charity game. So it's a charity game being held back in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and it came out the blue. Like I know Mustafa because I played in an event, and Mac and I both played in the event or whatnot. There's video footage of us in one of the first events you ever see us together, and we're going head up, and that was Mustafa's event that we did that. It was supposed to be a regular basketball game, but Mac and I, we ain't about that,
right.
So we were the only two that were like doing the wild, crazy stuff. The referees were cool with it. It was a good show, right? It was real. It was real. Now it wasn't staged. It was real. But so they're having the charity game. Like I said, in Fayetteville, North Carolina, but they're having it at E.E. Smith High School, which is the high school that I graduated from.
Yes.
And I think it's dope. You know what I'm saying? Golden Bulls.
Right. I gotta
18.
give love, you know what I mean? Although I didn't graduate, you know what I mean? I
You
was
went
there
there.
my freshman year. Yes, my freshman year before I ended up going. No, my freshman and sophomore, I spent my last 2 years at Pine Forest. So
yeah, but
I'm
nobody
different.
want to hear nothing about the Pine Forest part.
You're right.
We don't want to hear that. You went to E. Smith. You came over there for a little bit. You had to move on. We're not giving no praise to the Pine Forest. You know what I'm saying? No knock on the guys that I do know over there. It's cool, but we're not talking about them.
Yes, sir.
Nah, there's a lot of good players that came out of Pine Forest during my time and a little bit before me too, man. Guys that went to NFL, guys that played, very high level basketball. But to stay on topic, like I said, a celebrity game. There's a lot of individuals playing. White Chocolate is supposed to be playing also. He'll be there. He's supposed to be there. I seen him on the flyer.
The same game you playing in.
Yeah.
Oh.
White Chocolate is supposed to be playing also, which was a surprise to me. So I'm seeing like the people that are going to be playing or whatnot, and I'm like, what's he doing here? Like, oh, wait, what's he doing here? So there's a couple of people that are coming that I didn't expect to be. I had no clue. I'm like, why would they be here?
First time ever meeting them. This your first time ever meeting them? White Chocolate. Oh, okay.
Nope. Nah. Ain't my first time, man. I met White Chocolate many years ago, man. Many years ago. The last time I've seen him in person was when I had the blood clot situation, and I came out the hospital, and I joined the From the Grave to the Tour movement that I had or whatever, since I was technically dying. I actually was, but I'm here, so we good. It's not a here and there. I'm here. So the hoop bus, it was the second time back in town, and they called me while I was in the bed or whatever in the hospital. And they was like, yo, like they said you can set us up on a couple of spots that we can go hoop, this, that, and the third. And White Chocolate was one of the people that he was like, yo, like we about to get out here, Zobi. Like oh, word, all right, bet. And I came out, I got to the crib, I changed. It was during, matter of fact, it was during it's the first season of Dreamville. It's the second Dreamville. It's the second Dreamville thing. I think it's the first one. I don't know. It was Dreamville period. It was Dreamville weekend. So, J. Cole's, or as I call him, Jermaine, but my man Maine, which he's from the Ville or whatever. I know him, and we, anybody. Anyway, I turn around, and that's the last time I saw Chalk in person or whatnot. So it's gonna be dope to see him again. I got a couple of photos. We was on a hoop bus doing this stuff. But that kind of segues into if we're ready for that, because this is part of the Street Basketball Association. When you talk about White Chocolate, you talk about myself. It's somewhat like an affiliation thing, and to be honest, it's an honor to be even on the court in that type of a league, because it doesn't have a real structure. Like, and I never played in the Street Basketball Association. I've watched it, but when Mustafa set this thing up, man, him being from the DC, Maryland area, the reaches, all the way up in New York, coming all the way back down, like he's getting like the cream of the crop of guys that you wouldn't even expect to, like they'd be like, yo, they playing it. Man, they had like almost every N1 player played in the SBA almost. You got, I'm talking about like the greatest battle that ever happened is the one-on-one between Bone Collector and Silk. It broke out into a full court one-on-one. I talked to Bone, and when he was telling me about it, he's like, yo, man, in his voice, yo, the most legendary one-on-one happened. Which is funny, because he sounds like Shaq a little bit sometimes when he gets like real nostalgic. And but he's nowhere near that height, right? But he's like, yo, most legendary game popped off between me and Silk. It's like, it started off 5-on-5. It was going back and forth. He came down, did a little move, scored. I came back, scored. They kept giving the ball back to each one of us. And then all of a sudden, like, it just broke out into a full court one-on-one, and our teammates just all moved to the side. And I'm like, then I went, and he was like, yo, it's on YouTube. I went back, and I just watched it. I watched it break down the way he said it. And I'm like, this is crazy. The fact that it's documented.
And so, still to this day, still on there.
Still up there to this day, man. Still up there to this day. I need to make sure I go. You know what? I'm about to hit Mustafa and be like, hey, man, let me get the tape. Let me get the tape, man. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of tapes, real quick, I'm going to jump real quick. Shout out to Myth for coming through. For the past couple of months, y'all have heard me say things to him like, hey, man, he'll be in the chat or whatever. And I'll be like, hey, man, you need to send me these mixtapes, bro. Like, you have like all these mixtapes. Just send them to me so I can rip them down. So I do have a lot of legendary DVDs that of a lot of our underground brothers. I have them stored now. So there's more than just in that one spot. We have it. We have it locked down in the vault, in the Nomad Hoops, video vault. I got it. We'll figure out what the next move is, but I'm not gonna hold it, and because people ask all the time, like, yo, you got any Streetball videos that I can see, and because you can't even go on YouTube and find these. These things aren't even on it. They never, because back then people were trying to make money. They were trying to make money with their mixes. This is what they're doing, and but they wouldn't put it on YouTube, and they never made it to YouTube. Now, I personally wouldn't post it on YouTube it's a certain thing. I don't know. It feels a certain way to have that. You know what I mean? But sharing it is a must, I feel. But the SBA in general has a lot of different streetball players or whatnot. But March 2025, I believe the SBA is making the comeback season.
Yes.
So you have, I don't know who's playing in the first games or whatnot, but I do know that like Baby Shaq was in. I don't know who's playing now, but I do know who are affiliates of the SBA, who are alumni of the SBA. You have like Baby Shaq, you got Bone Collector, you have Silk, you have shoot, man, Sauce played. I think Sauce played once. And it wasn't, man. There's so many guys, man.
Yeah.
Even there's some of the guys are on the top 75 list. That actually played. But to hear their stories is really what we want. We want to hear their stories, hear their sides of things and whatnot. But coach has a team that's affiliated in the SBA or whatnot. So I believe the Admirals will be playing in the SBA, which that will be his street ball function to the entire organization which he has. So I'll let you do it. That's all yours, Coach.
No, I mean, and that's correct. You know what I mean? So, like, say, Streetball to Pro is a platform at the pro level, no matter where you at. You know what I mean? The opportunity, like I said, that's the difference. Players can play overseas. You can play street ball. You can play. I want to create a platform which develop and then give opportunities. You know what I mean? Because we do training and we do play games, all kinds of stuff. And so the Street Ball Association is I'm honored to be a part of. Like I said, uh, got involved with Ballaholic and we started doing our thing. Went to, like I said, UK, Japan, just started setting this whole Street Ball to Pro tone. Like, okay, what's next? What's next? And and it got us to where we're at now, where the SBA is coming about. And so the Admirals will have a team. So this would be my, I would say, second go round from a pro standpoint, because I had an ABA team. That's how I got involved or started in the business. You know what I mean? 13 years ago was the ABA team, which evolved to an international team. And so be on this side to find who's next. You know what I mean? From the next talent that's coming up. Even on the West Coast, you got to think about it. Everybody, you hear all the DC, New York, that's with street ball. You know what I mean? On that side, it's heavy on that side. You know what I mean? So in the Northwest and down on the West, we don't have, you don't have all of that, the legacy you would hear from the North. So to be able to bring it out here, that's something that's going to be major as well. And so that's what we're looking at, just giving opportunities and creating to expand. And so next year, that's what we're doing. We're actually I'm looking at players right now, scouting, finding young players, sending them to pro workouts like with the TBL overseas. So that's once again what makes me different is when you start talking about, okay, well, I want to go overseas. I want to do this and that. Okay, well, I have those relationships and I have those connections. You know what I mean? So it's saying that if you have the mindset in the game, well, I can put you in front of those people. So that's what we're coming next year. It's a work in progress, but I'm excited about it because I'm already tapped into the street ball world. You know what I mean? So I think that that's the beauty of what's happening and why I'm excited to come in because, like I said, I'll be the newbie in the league, but I feel like I have the advantage because I'm already, connected in just the relationships. And so, y'all would be like, no, we need to do this and that. And I do know pro basketball, you know what I mean? So it's one of those like,
Right.
okay, I understand what we're looking for. And when he's talking about that type of level. So yeah, we're the only team as of right now that I can say that's in the Northwest. We are looking for the plan is to have 4 teams in each region, if you want to say, right? So I'm giving y'all insight because I am a part of the rebuilding of the SBA league itself. The pro side. I'm fortunate enough, and shout out to. Uh, Big J, for giving me the opportunity to be a part of an amazing, vision that he has and have pulled off and has much success. You know what I mean? So he has blessed myself and some more of us to be a part of bringing this back. So, like I said, that's why I know some of the insights, but I am one of the teams that are coming in, you know, on this side. So those who may be interested in teams, I'm not looking for somebody, oh, I want to just start a team. No, this is not like that. You know what I mean? You got to know business, funds, it's going to cost you money, all of that stuff. So just putting it out there. But there is opportunities, not only in the Northwest, but just abroad, just all over the U.S. As you can see, where we're promoting. And I think I have to look and see how many teams we have as a whole, but each region, we do plan on having 4 teams, and we are going to be coming out next year. You know what I mean? So it's more information come out, and I think that I need to bring we need to bring the founder himself on and have a conversation and some more. You know what I mean? I think that'd be a good convo, so we can hear more history and his vision, his idea, and then there's other owners and personnels that are involved. I think we might want to just be able to bring on just to give people, you know, more understanding of what's happening. You know what I mean? Like, so
Right,
the history. You know what I mean? So that's the dope
right.
part, to know that I'm listening to you and I'm like, oh man, this is real big. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
to know it's
It's
coming
crazy.
back.
It's crazy.
So,
Yeah. And it I don't remember when it ended
uh,
because it was kind of quiet, right? I want to say it probably ended when the street ball kind of like, started dwindling down in general. I think it just quietly bowed out. But I mean, it started in 2001. I was a senior in high school, right? So that's innovative in a sense that you got the N1 mixtape tour like kicking
yeah,
off, and now something hot. You gotta hit while the iron is hot, right? So the SBA was created, boom, right? And then you say if there's 4 regions, if there's 4 teams in each region,
yeah,
I mean it's like 4 regions. You know what I'm saying? So it's got to be at least 16 teams,
right,
at the most, you know. And right now things are being built out. So like I don't have any insight on that because I'm not an owner. I'm
right,
not an owner of a team. Like Coach said, it's not like, oh, you signing up to be in a tournament. It's like, oh yeah, it's like, yeah, man, entry is $500. Oh yeah, man, we're gonna do this, man. Like, yeah. Yeah, what we can have, how many subs? All right, yeah, we're gonna do this. Like, nah, this is an actual opportunity and chance. And to be honest, I don't know the specific rules when it comes to, like, you can wild out a little bit, but it's still basketball,
right,
right? So it's kind of like what you see when if you see a referee out there and then somebody does something that's just like kind of crazy. It's like I don't know what it is, but it's like an unspoken like rule when you're doing events like this, right? Or in leagues, or when you're playing with a bunch of guys that know that this stuff can happen.
yeah,
They tend to be more lenient, or they just know where to keep themselves from being at, right,
right,
at the time. It's
right.
like, yo, you're not trying to be in the mix, like slide to the side, because either slide to the side and let him go get the buck, but he gonna try to get you, so but you can't always run. You can't
Yep,
always run. You got to go out there. Like you're going to get embarrassed. Everybody's gonna get hit. Like I know
yep.
I'm gonna get hit with a nutmeg, bro. Probably like 5. I'm 6'6", bro. I'm 6'6". The guy
Yeah,
is like, that's like Cross coming up to me, and he's like, da, 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 da. And I'm like, nah, I'm about to lock this down. And then all it takes for me is just to move my leg. Dude, my leg, in defensive stance is like 2 people. So
facts.
I'm like, So like obviously, boom, it goes through. My arm is going to extend out, and I'm just gonna try to lock him into it. That's it. Can't let him get the ball back. That's all. I ain't gonna grab him.
Right.
I just can't let you get the ball back. But when you play like that, when you're playing against guys that play like that, if you threw it through my legs and I arm bar, I technically, I'm out here and I arm bar to try to keep you from running through or whatever. The person that threw it through the legs, he knows that I'm about to do this anyway. So it's like another level of technique. It's like, okay, swim move, try to push down or whatever. It's so much combat that's in there. Is not as straightforward. This stuff is like untold, But
You're right about that.
with that being said, Y'all wanna flow into the
Yeah, you can go and join in with the top
okay.
45 now since we already
Okay.
done.
All
Yeah,
right. So
yeah.
we're here at the SBA, and there's a top 75 greatest streetball players of all time. All right. And this is based off of the it's based off of the skill, unmatched skills, innovative play. I'm reading it straight off the site. Unmatched skills, innovative play, or influence on the evolution of the game.
Okay.
And they say they want to celebrate athletes who have left their mark on the sport, right? Yeah. And I start off by reading that and saying that because I have I'm on the list. I'm on the list in top 75. Like it surprised me that I'm on the list. And when I received my story post, it was so surreal to me, right? Because for me, I've had multiple opportunities to do what a lot of players wish they could do when it comes to basketball on the pro side. And I never really seized the moments because my heart was so into the street ball, era. I was just like, I mean, like I said, I played, y'all, everybody knows I don't need to go back over it, but I played in multiple levels. So to receive a position in the top 75, now we don't know what my rank is in the top 75. I'll tell you honestly, I know I'm not 75. I know that for a fact. I shouldn't be 75. I don't want to be 75. But I personally feel like I've told coach this too. I was like, I personally feel like I'm within that 55 to 70 or whatnot. Like I feel comfortable there because some of these guys, when I pull this list up and you look at this, it's like I can't say I don't belong there. I've been and I'm speaking as a person that has been placed on this list, to give you an idea. It's more than just playing the game. And even if you talk about me playing the game, just if I tell you the story about how I got all these opportunities, that's legendary alone. And then all the people that I know, the people that know me, like I tell people, it's not about what you know, it's not about who you know, it's about who knows you, because you can know anybody you want to know, but if they don't know you, it's irrelevant. And that's why I always say I'm Zobi-Wan Kenobi. Don't act like you don't know me. You know me, Zobi, right? So I'm always putting it on somebody else to know me, not me knowing you. So it's see how I just put it all together. That's legendary. That's legendary. You know what I'm saying? Quote intimidator. You know what I'm saying? He'll tell you like legendary Zobi. I'm like, bro. Look, hey, but he calls everybody legendary, so it's not just me. Everybody's legendary. You know what I'm saying? Like the kings, the queens, everybody's legendary. So
I've been sending him the link. I've been sending him the link too. I don't know why he ain't joined. I've been sending him the link though.
He might be busy. He all right, man. He all right. We got this. We got it today. He get back in next week. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have a lot to talk about next week too.
Oh yeah.
So okay. So in this top 75, it's not just, like I said, not just about playing. It's about what you've done for the game. I know people that have promoted games. I know people that have created moves, right? Like let's break it down. If you created moves, I mean, not just like you created one move. And I mean, you can create one move, but then like, what else have you done? Okay, you create a move. You've played in multiple events. You've played technically at the highest level. See, we don't even talk about that. What is the highest level of street ball?
Yeah.
The highest level of street ball to us is what? The M1 tour.
M1, yeah.
Right? So technically, and that's the entertainment side. Because the highest level of street ball is known as the EBC, which would have been the Entertainer Basketball Classic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't playing record park, and it's distinctly that tournament.
Yeah.
There's multiple tournaments. You could play at the Kingdom, you could play at the Cage, you could play at West 4th. You know what I'm saying? Like you could be a legend, but like when they say there's tournaments, all these, but when they say, hey, did you play in the Rucker? Like, yeah, I played the Rucker. Like, oh, you played in the Entertainment Basketball Classic? Oh, nah, I ain't playing that. You tough, but like where do you fall at, right? And so I think it's harder to get on this list being from New York because there used to be a SBA top 50 originally. And a lot of the people that are on the list are New Yorkers, you know. And I think it's hard to get on the list when you are a New Yorker because there's so many of them, and they range so far back. Some of these legends that we know of have been in the league, and they were household names, you know. So that's why I go back and I say, like, hey, you know, like, it's a blessing to even be on this list. Like I said, I've for myself, I've played in all these different places. I've played in the building on the tour. I've created a viral move finally, right? I mean, I got the knee guard that I've always had, but that's fire. It never went viral, but it's more one of those moves. It's like, yo, did he just bounce it off the knee with a stiff leg? That's crazy. Then when they realize I'm 6'6", like I'm 6'6", I'm like the second coming to Alamo, you know what I'm saying? The Black Widow, you know what I'm saying? You know, God bless him. And I'm sitting here with the Nomad Hoops. That's my brand. You know, it's about bringing guys together, guys and gals together, and giving players the opportunity, chance to be seen in the public's eye. You know what I'm saying? Nomads travel from place to place, has no home. Nomad Hoopers travels from court to court. We have no home court. We'll take yours. High school, college, pro, AAU, middle school. You're not playing in the same place. I'm creating something, and I already named 5 different things so far. So that's a lot. That's a lot. Let alone, you know what I mean, like bringing a lot of street ball players together, and then being able to be a bridge between street ball and pro or whatnot. I don't have to be at the very, very top. I don't have to be at the very, very top. You know, I just need to be in the building. When I step in the building, people know me. Hey, you know, hey, how you doing? I'm Zobi One. Oh, and like, if you don't know me, it's cool. You know, show you a little video like, oh, nah, man, I've seen you before. It's cool. You might not know me off the top. I don't expect all that. But that's kind of like how you kind of get into this list. Now, people can be nominated also. You know, one of the latest inductions to the 75. And I think right now on the list there's 70. I think there's 70 names that are listed. I think I haven't counted in the past week or whatnot, but one of our brothers that we all know, True Baller was added to the list. And I saw this on Facebook. I was like, oh, True Baller's on the list. That's word, you know.
Yeah.
I know what he's done. I've seen it. I understand why he's there. You know, there's a lot of people that probably should be on the list that are not on the list, you know. And I mean, like, I don't know how often this is going to happen, but I mean, I know it says all time. It says 75 of all time. But at the same time, you know, things change, right? So it could be anything. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to share this list, and you guys can see what type of, you know, like what type of matchup this is, man. This 75 is crazy. Like it's crazy, man. I got it up there, man. You gotta bring it in.
Which one to?
It's crazy how this is to be. Like I said, to be on this list is a big deal. I think he just kicked himself out. He kicked himself.
Yeah, the list might end up going to top 100 street ballers. Never know.
It's going to have to.
Or top 8.
It's going to have to. Yeah, it's going to have to. Like I would expect it to be top 100 street ball players of all time. You know, the guys haven't been ranked yet. You know, I mean, like in my eyes, like for me, what I would say the number one person in street ball would be Pee Wee Kirkland, because that's what I'm bred to understand and know.
Yeah, he's still around too. That's a good thing. He's still around. That's a good thing. That's
yeah. Pee Wee Kirkland is still around. Joe Hammond, he's still around. Both of them are still here.
And
they're both still here.
And the other guy too, the what's the name? Balbino, the one that do the full court 21 guy. What's the guy name?
Oh yeah.
His name Balbino or something, ain't it? What his name start with the B?
Yeah.
I can't think of his name. I ain't trying to talk to y'all, but he's still around too. So it's kind of good that some of these people still around though. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Bobito Garcia.
Yeah, that's his name. Yeah.
Yeah, Bobito Garcia. I called him the other day just to check on him, man. He said he's in good spirits. He's doing well. You know, I like to let people in on a little bit of personal conversation I do have with people, right? And that's another reason why I'm in the list. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm calling guys, I'm talking to guys, like you know what I mean? Like I belong on the list. Like I said,
Yeah.
50 to 65, bro. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? 50 to 70. I'm like, I'm in there, bro. Like it's more to the game than just the game itself. All right, so let's get a little bit of scroll down. Let me see if I can enlarge this so everybody can see these.
I'm trying to send it
names.
to everybody. I don't know why nobody's doing it in the chat.
Oh man, I'm going to. There we go. All right. So you got the Warrior, you got Obi-Wan Kenobi, you got Super Dave, and see some of these names. I've heard these names and never seen videos. Like I've seen Super Dave before.
Yeah.
I don't know this. The Warrior. You got White Chocolate. You got the Professor. You got the Goat. Now the Goat, Earl Manigault, bro. He got a whole movie about him. He got a whole movie about him.
Right.
Talking about taking 4 quarters off the top of the backboard and replacing it with chain. Come on, bro.
He ended up messing himself up. Then his shooting that started getting on that dope.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just the life how it was, man.
Yeah, back then they already gambling on them, and
it was different, man. It was different. You got double A. See, like certain people, like I don't know double A, right? But he's out of Boston, Massachusetts. You see what I'm saying? Like that's somebody I'll be like, yo, like one of the things I want to do is I'm gonna go back through this list. I need to go back through this list and I need to reach out and find some of these guys in general. I know some of them, and I've congratulated guys that I've seen up here that I knew personally already. You got Mouse, Dr. Duncanstein. So when I saw this photo right here, you can't see it, but this one right here, and he's kicking. He's not even kicking the ball. He's kicking the bottom of the backboard. I can't say my man's name. It's like Zangi. It's not Zangi. Zangi. I don't. There's a video of my man. They came out back in like 2003, and the dude would always put the basketball in the corner of the backboard in the rim, and he'd go up there and kick it out the joint. I think he's like Italian. I think he's an Italian dude. And he'll jump there and kick it out the bro. When I saw this photo right here, I was like, yo, I've never seen anybody else even in this position. You know, obviously, okay, you got Bone Collector. Now, from what I've seen on this list, the youngest person that is on the list is a Kill Car, the Crime Stopper. And you know, I'm gonna back up. We all know why Bone Collector is super important. I'm really only touching bases on like the street ball that's my generation, right?
Yeah. Right.
We know why Bone is here. We know what he does. We know what he's done. But for those who don't know, Akil Carr, and they call him the Crime Stopper because when he's from Baltimore, Maryland, and when he played ball in Baltimore while he was in high school, they said crime stopped in Baltimore because everybody was at his games. So that's why they call him the Crime Stopper. And then also, I don't know if we talked about it on I don't know if we talked about it on this live or not, but he's also there's a post on IG and it says what's the most fire mixtape, high school mixtape ever or whatnot. And Akil Carr's mixtape is one of the mixtapes of choice. It is the hottest mixtape ever for a high school player. People talking about Seventh Woods and because he was a certain age. Look, bro, the music was fire in his joint. What he was doing it, bro, he's like 5'7", bro.
Yeah.
He dunking on dudes. He two-hand blocking dudes' joints on the like, bro. That's abnormal stuff.
That is.
But he ended up slowing himself down, got into a little altercation before college. But he's doing well now. He's doing well. I don't know him personally. I'm just going off of what I followed him, man. I kept up with him, man. Before our son was born, I wasn't sure if he's gonna be tall or small because what I'm saying, I got a short wife. And I was like, man, if my son is short, man, I hope is just as explosive as this, man. Because it's crazy. You got Sweet Pea.
Now, what I was
Lloyd Daniel.
What I was
what
was gonna point out before, like the jersey that Bone got on, That's it. That's
Mhm.
actually a league in the SBA. Like the team jersey he got on. That's it. That's the
Sure.
SBA.
Yeah.
It sure is right there in the middle of it.
Yeah,
Because
it's a
he got on one,
yep. He
and
got
so
one on.
does so does Super Dave. And so does, and see, this is a different one right here. I know this is like something that was sponsored with Sprite or whatever, but there's the SBA right on his chest also.
Yep.
Warrior.
Mm-hmm. Is it a
Right.
Mountain Dew
Cool.
on that other guy's shirt? The Warrior, is that Mountain Dew or SBA?
No, it's so on the
Oh,
right side or looking at it on the left side, top left, is the SBA logo.
oh,
It's
okay.
sponsored by Sprite,
Oh, okay.
which goes back to what I'm saying
Yeah.
for this weekend. All the dude, the sponsorships that they got, it's a lot of sponsorships that's about to be at my high school, bro. Like a
Man.
lot. Hold on. This charity, I'm real quick. The charity is between Fayetteville, Spring Lake, and Hope Mills.
Oh
Like
wow.
combined. Right. So it's not just Fayetteville. Like
Yeah.
it's I don't know how big this thing is gonna be, man.
Hey,
Yeah.
That's
you in
crazy.
it, man. Just
But
know you in it. Just know you in it.
yeah, I mean, it's dope. It's dope. Let's get
Hey,
back through this list though.
it might be packed like the Zeke in. It might be kind of loaded down like that, man.
It might be, man. I'm trying to get my wind up. We got Sweet Pea, you know what I'm saying, which is Lloyd Daniels, play with the Spurs.
Okay.
Helicopter. So when I saw this helicopter, and obviously looking at the photo, it's in black and white.
That's all. You can tell by the jersey. It's all.
That right there, technically, to me, that's the third helicopter that I've heard of. You know what I mean? The first one is John Humphrey that I heard of. Well, no, I'm sorry. Let me back up. The first one that I heard of was Melvin Levitt. No, I'm sorry. Melvin Levitt was the levitator. We're good. So when I saw this right here, Herman Knowings, I never heard of it. So like I have to go look him up because he's the helicopter. So obviously he had crazy hops. You know what I'm saying? They have Gerard Mustafa. He was known as the CEO or whatnot.
Yeah.
Played with the Knicks. So it's him right here. Fun fact: his son wears number 3. He's in his freshman year at Georgia Tech.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. His son tough, man. My son went to go watch his son play his junior year. They had just moved down to North Carolina. They was down here, and they had to play in Raleigh. And we went to the game to go watch or whatnot. And I'm looking in because I didn't know who his son was. And I walk in and I look at my son. And at this time, my son will be 8, like in 2 weeks. So he's like 6. And we walk in there and I'm like, yo, man, like you can be like that. Like that dude right there is like the point, bro. Like he's a big dude. Solid kid. Man, I get up there and I'm sitting with Mustafa and we talking. And he goes, yeah, man. It's my son right there. And I was like, yo, I'm elbowing my son, like, yo, man, that's crazy, isn't it? And I said, I told you that could be like you. Right here, we got Pee Wee Kirkland, you know what I'm saying? Which I feel would be my number 1 in the top 75. I'll be like, yo, Pee Wee Kirkland, just because of the stories they've told about Pee Wee Kirkland, the decisions that he's made, and then the fact that he's documenting, telling his own story, you know, is a big deal. Quick fun fact. My best friend's wife, father is one of Pee Wee Kirkland's best friends. And the funny thing is I'm not gonna get too off topic, but I'm gonna do this right quick. On my best friend's mantle across the fireplace is a bunch of like family like pictures and all this stuff, right? Wedding photos, all this stuff. Woo, 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 woo. This happened like years ago. I go in there and I look. Now I walk in and I look. It's a picture of him and Pee Wee Kirkland. Him and Pee Wee Kirkland on the mantle, right? We've been best friends since like 3rd, 4th grade. There's no picture of he and I. I'm like, oh, so Pee Wee Kirkland, your new best friend. That's what's up. Okay, I see where we at. And he know I'm all about the street ball life, right? On his wedding day, his future father-in-law at the time, you know, he's really big into basketball. They really big in that, and on that side of the family, they're really big into basketball. So like this is a big deal. So a lot of these guys that I don't know, my best friend's father-in-law knows all these guys that I don't know. Like knows them, right? So he turns around and I'm telling them like, da 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 da, I've done this, that, and the third. Da, da, da. You know what this man turns around and do, man?
What's that?
He calls Pee Wee Kirkland while we all inside of the like the little room getting ready for the wedding or whatever. And I took the phone. He gave me the phone so I could talk to Pee Wee Kirkland. I will always remember that day, bro. I have never met him in person, but I've spoke to him on the phone, and I was like shocked. Like, hey, how you doing, sir? It's an honor to speak with you. You know, you've done a lot for the game, and he sounds just like the documentary, man. Yeah, man. You know, da 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 da. Just cool. I was like, man. But look, I digress. Let me continue. Like I see, I got stories. You see what I mean?
We need to hear that. That's good. We need to
You know
hear
what I'm saying? I got stories, but that's another reason why I'm a North
Right.
Carolinian.
I'm gonna cut it out. I'm
Carolinian.
gonna cut it out and make a reel and put a little thing to it to send it to Cole so he can promote it.
All right, let's get through these names, man. You got Sutton Sam. You got Showboat. Showboat, you know, famous Harlem Globetrotter. You got John Chaney. He's so fire. He go by his name. He ain't no nickname here. John Chaney just all chains. Ching. That probably he's sitting there shooting the jumper in the photo. Zeke the Freak. Ain't that your man? Ain't that your man, Cross?
No,
Didn't you say something about Zeke the Freak before?
Nah, I ain't never said nothing about him. Zeke the Freak.
I thought you said something about him.
Nah, not that
I thought you said something.
Nah, Zeke the
Okay.
Freak. I ain't never heard of him.
Okay.
But the jersey he got on, that's the SBA jersey too, right?
That's an SBA jersey. You got Hot Sauce beside him in an SBA jersey. He did. Yeah, I thought I saw him out there play before. You got the Judge. The Judge got the Jerry curl, bro.
Yeah, that's the old kid.
he got the curl, bro.
That's
from
the
Detroit.
Oh, he's okay.
From Detroit, man. And that's pre BMF right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey,
What remember you were saying something whenever you do talk to the main guy about the footage of some of these games, because like Zeke the no telling what game he was playing in. We probably saw some of these people with, like you said, we ain't gonna know because we was mostly focused on like Silk, Bone, Sauce, and Helicopter. Some of the people that played in the SBA that was already kind of had a name, but the other people named. And the other people probably on the highlights, but we don't know who they is. So it's kind of good.
Could be technically underground.
Yeah, they
could have been underground to the pro circuit, just not. They could have been underground to the pro circuit, where they were fighting to, or they play overseas basketball. Like basketball was their job, right? We don't know. And I'm interested in finding out, like, okay, not questioning why they're on the list, but I want to know, like, what's your special ability? What is it that you've done? You know.
Yeah, because I'm gonna look up YouTube with some of these dudes trying to see if they got some highlights.
They may. You got the Enforcer, you got the Animal, you got Future, you know.
The Animal. Oh, okay.
You got Prime Objective, you know, the homie Lonnie, you know what I'm saying? L Train also. You know what I'm saying? So it was L Train in DC is what they
I remember he called
on the Prime Objective. And I think the Prime Objective L Train, okay, when he was called L Train, my cousin's uncle, I think, named that Miles Rawls, the commissioner of the Goodman League. I don't quote me, but I think he gave the name L Train to Lonnie Harrell, which is the Prime Objective, which we know he became the Prime Objective on the And1 tour.
Okay. Yeah. He played for the Nets, or he just got the.
So he was so he had workouts or whatnot, and he had something going on. I think I don't want to say it was a heart murmur, but he had something going on where he couldn't play high level like that anymore, and it prevented him because he had a lot of workouts and so forth. But I remember on the, like you said, Barbito Garcia. So when we were setting up, when they was doing Full Court 21 the first year that we went out to Boston, I was in the calls and kind of like on the staff, and L Train or Prime Objective was on for DC while I was helping Mac in Boston. And he was talking, and he kind of went over and spoke about, you know, some of the things in general. But yeah, Yeah, he's like that, man. They love him, bro. They love him, and like I follow him on IG. I talk to him every once in a blue moon. But he does a lot of traveling. He's coaching right now too, I believe. I don't remember if it's high school. I think it's high school, but I'm not sure. I know he's done a little bit of training, but he's definitely like tied deep into the basketball community still to this day. You got Bootney, you got Trouble, bro. Trouble Smith, right? The only reason I know Trouble Smith, is because in the clip when I did the interview with Miles Rawls at the Goodman or at Berry Farms, when I went to Berry Farms and I did the interview, one of the clips that I took from YouTube is when Miles is talking about to the and1 players. They played the and1 players and Trouble Smith played, and he said ain't gonna be no off the head and none of that shit. Because Trouble hit, because Trouble, yeah, he says because Trouble, my man Trouble Smith don't play like that. So that's why I remember it. And in Washington D.C., man, legendary player right there. All three of them are DC guys.
Okay.
Yeah, all three of them DC guys, and so is the enforcer. There's a couple of them in here, so I expect a lot of guys will be from New York and DC.
Yeah.
Okay, we got Flight out of Virginia Beach. We got the Hawk out of Brooklyn, New York. You got Dribble Machine, Shane, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got Silk, AO, Little Magic out of Baltimore. He played in the D League. So he's got the D League logo on his jersey. So that's you know what I'm saying? So he's got to be like around my age.
That matter of fact,
a little bit.
No. No, what you about to say? Thought you about to say something.
Oh no. I stopped you was talking.
No, what I was about to say about Magic, he played in he was on the N1 thing. Remember that he had him on there for a while? He was sitting in the Alamo. He was in the limo with Alamo, and he was talking about how his mama got a lot of time in prison and his daddy got a lot of prison too time. He was sitting in Alamo, like he said, outside of basketball. He said, I respect you. He said, even though it ain't got nothing to do with basketball, yeah, that was him. He was in the back. He was in the limo. Cause they went to go pick him up actually from his grandma's house. You got to you probably got to go back and look for it, but yeah, it's when you get time.
We'll find it. I think what we need to do is go find him.
Yeah,
we'll find him.
Yeah.
That's what we should do. We should go find him.
Yeah.
And then matter of fact, when True Baller had went down to that game where Headache and Hot Sauce was at when they in like this summer, that little okay, he was there.
Yeah, oh, that was him. I did see him.
Yeah, Magic was playing. Magic was on the team. He was playing. He got like braids or something. Still got braids.
Yeah.
Yep, that's him.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Unlike him, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like, unlike you know what I'm saying? He let his out. You just be
I got two strange twists in my head. I'm trying
Now look, you talking to two guys that look, I had cornrows at one point. They were little. I had no hang time. You talking to two guys that don't know nothing about what you talking about right now, bro.
I know Coach used to have dreads. I know I gotta go through that stage now, Coach. I gotta
Oh yeah.
All right, we got Harlem World. We got Helicopter, which is the John Humphrey that
he got an SBA jersey on too.
Yep, and so does Harlem World. We got Homicide, Corey Homicide Williams, God bless him.
That's an overseas jersey he got on it. It's overseas jersey.
Yeah, it's the overseas joint, but Homie is hella legendary, man. We lost him. We lost him earlier this year.
Yeah. The best game I saw him playing when he was going against Alamo in there at that blue. I think Bone Collector was on his team, if I ain't mistaken. No, matter of fact.
Yeah, BC. BC was on his team. Yep.
Yep. And that was a good game. Had that blue jerseys on. And Bone Collector had that white do-rag on.
Mm-hmm. All right. We got Charles Smith, Smitty.
Oh, okay.
We got Speedy. We got James Williams, Speedy.
Now Speedy out of I ain't mean to cut y'all, but out of all the highlights on volume 2, he was one of them ones too that I kind of get like he kind of caught me like, who is this dude, man? Speedy was doing some things on volume 2.
Right. Now Speedy Okay, so my mentor coming up in high school is a guy named Stephen Mims.
Mhm.
And Steve Mims was playing in a one-on-one in New York, and he's matched up against Speedy, and he has this photo. Like, this is the photo. To me, the photo is legendary, and I
Yeah.
have it. It's in a mix that I made for him, and at the end of it, he's making this grinning smile that he always does. It's very condescending. It's very condescending, very disrespectful. But he does this like this little like smile, like grin thing, like off away from you or
You
whatever.
talking
And he's
about
in
Speedy?
triple threat. And Speedy is like just like this, like locked in. I don't know who won that, but it was a big deal. So you know what? I'm gonna ask him that this weekend when I see him. He should be there. I don't know if he's
Speedy,
gonna play,
Speedy
but
one of the ones. Speedy one of the first ones too. I saw kind of, which I know Skip was doing it too though. Like take between the legs and kind of fake pass it, like, but he never let it out his hand. He just throw it like that and just
right.
kind of shake it out.
He's fast, man. That's why they called him Speedy. He was really fast.
Yeah, and then he was on the street hoops mix too when they was putting that game together. Remember, like in the behind the scenes on the street hoops game. Yeah, you can see
Mhm.
how players that's in it where had the little stuff on, and he did some moves for that game too.
He did some of the animations. Yep.
Yep.
hmm
Mhm.
We
I, s- I
got
still I
we got
still watch
Delonte.
that trailer every now. I still watch that trailer every now and then. That Street Hoops trailer. Because when I had the game, I barely played. I was watching the little mix they had on there when they actually was really playing at the little park when Future, when it was main event, Hot Sauce Headache, they was on that little court or whatever playing against each other. I stayed
hmm
watching that little 1 minute little clip.
We got Delonte Taylor, which is nut.
Okay.
We got Rayford Austin, Skip to my Lou.
Oh yeah, Skip.
You got the legend, right? You got Al Gibson, which they just called him Gib, so he just went straight off his name from Detroit. So
Mhm.
far, it's been two guys from Detroit that I've seen. You got Jumpin' Jack or whatnot. Now, Jumpin' Jack is in the on Hollowed Ground documentary that was on TNT, and
Okay.
he's the one he had on like a cowboy like fedora like hat or something like that, and he like throws the ball and he like throws up between his shoulder blades, and he goes like this, and he goes like he's
Um,
shooting guns or whatever. But then he talks about like how he jumped up also and like did like the Earl Manigault thing too. That's why they
hey,
call him Jumping Jack.
okay, but by you saying that, by you just, it's like when you be saying, the way how you just described that move, it always takes me back to like volume 3. Remember Sauce did a move like that when he, you know what I'm saying? He took around his back.
Oh,
See, it's kind of good that stuff kind of people you can tell.
oh yeah,
It's like
right, and that you you brought up a good point. You brought up a good point. A lot of guys have to understand that someone probably did what we think already.
yeah.
There's certain things that have been evolved, you
Mhm.
know, and I always use that as an example when I do the Hadouken, right?
Yeah.
I know mad people have tried to do like things that look like that or done things like that, right? I'm the only person that put sound to it and then did it the way that I did it to
Yeah.
where it's on my arm. It rolls up, it's boom, and I roll it back down and I snap it, and then my hand grabs it and then I pull it and let it. No one else does it like that. But it's not that I'm the only person that's ever tried a Hadouken. I'm not the man. The game Street Fighter came out in '86.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, bro. So anyway, that's no here nor there. So, like you said, you just brought up a prime example. You know what I'm saying? Like throwing the ball up between your shoulder blades and Sauce do the thing, and then you know what I'm saying? He goes across and he dances across or whatever. But I've seen Shane do it too.
Yeah.
I've seen Shane do that
That
move
Wayne
before.
did it when they
You
was on
know,
that mixtape tour. That mixtape tour they was on, he did it.
right? So I never turn around and say, "Oh, well, this person did this move first. Or this person did this
I'm
move."
kind of
Now
glad.
I will back
I'm
somebody
kind of
up
glad
on
you
something.
pointed it out though.
Yeah, I'll back somebody up on certain things or
Yeah.
whatnot. If there's no documentation of it being seen, like the rule is dumb rule. I say it all the time. If it's
If
not
it
on
ain't
camera, it
happened,
never happened,
it never happened.
right?
But that's
which
on
which we know is not 100% true, but we know. We got Joe Hammond, the Destroyer. You got Shea Cotton, which is the man child.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, his story is tough, man. You got Demetrius Mitchell, Hook Mitchell, right? West Coast legend. You know, I mean, like Shea Cotton is too, but Demetrius Mitchell, you know, Hook, he has a documentary that's on him too. I've recently watched it, I want to say probably about a year ago, because I didn't know who Hook Mitchell was. But it's definitely a good look on a documentary. We got what's this? True Pure. We got Sweatsuit, which is a wild name.
Yeah.
I don't even know. It's wild. I got so many questions.
Probably play in the sweatsuit.
I mean, you might be right. You might be right. You got Curly, right? So you got Curly, the Harlem Globetrotter. And one of the things when I saw this right here, I didn't know that Curly was from North Carolina. I didn't know that until I saw this. Until I saw this right here and it said Greensboro, North Carolina. I said, oh, he's from down the street.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You know, you got John Strickland, the franchise. You got Lenny Cook.
Yeah, rest in
Lenny
peace.
Cook went by himself. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, rest in peace.
That's
You
right.
matter of fact, did y'all get the link on Lenny Cook, the thing I sent y'all? Like Lenny Cook, he one of the ones too. Like it's a part 2 to that same little story. Like because the dude.
Yeah, I watched his he was on, I don't remember who he was on with. I think I want to say it was Gil, man. It was Gil. He was on with somebody. And he told like his whole story. It's like an hour or whatnot. Yeah. It wasn't Gil. It was somebody else. But he told like his hour. He told his story, and I was just like, "Yo, like I didn't know. I didn't know as much as I knew, but to hear it from him,
he was coming out the same year LeBron was coming out. It's just he got caught up in a lot of mess, man. If LeBron, if he would have came out around the time LeBron came out of like in that high school time, he could have made it to the league, but he just
oh yeah, he was going.
He was there. He was there, man. But he played a lot of that in that summer league stuff back in that time too in New York. So he still was getting light, but it wasn't. I just hate he messed whatever. I just hate that.
I mean, he was getting deals and stuff before, you know, like I mean, like a lot of players were getting deals and things like that, money and all this stuff. And you know, unfortunately, the way things were panning out for him, people were taking advantage of him. Yeah. And you know, when people take advantage of you, was it Lenny Cook or Shea Cotton? I'm sorry, I didn't see Lenny Cook. It was Shea Cotton. I saw Shea Cotton had a documentary. That's what I saw. What I saw. Yeah, it was Shea Cotton. I'm mixing the two up. Scratch what I was talking about with Lenny, because that's not the same story. That's the Shea Cotton story.
Okay, yeah, but the video
Shea Cotton is older. Shea Cotton is like, I think he's like 2001. Like Shea Cotton is or a little bit young. I have to look it up, but
hold up. The franchise, he got a New York jersey on. He must play for the NBA too, didn't he? The franchise. I ain't know that.
Yep. So you got Pat the Rock with the SBA jersey on. You got Baby Shaq. You got Tiny, which was obviously in the he was a Boston Celtic, man. He's a defensive player, man. It's Nate Archibald, man. Yeah. You know, legendary player at that. You got the Terminator. You got Gator, which I'm not even familiar with Gator as a Harlem Globetrotter, but that's one of those things I need to look up and check out. You got Machine Gun. And the funny thing is Harry Kelly, he's Machine Gun Kelly before Machine Gun Kelly. So he must have had a gun out of Jackson, Mississippi, bro.
Hey, me and Craig was talking about a dude named the other day, the Killer Cross. Like he got Killer Cross was his name.
Yeah, he got Killer Cross. That's right, Greg Jones.
Off of it because when I saw it, I know, man. Now I ain't know this will make it out of all the basketball names I heard. I ain't never heard nobody have the same exact name I got. But for one, I spell it different, and then it's kind of like, dang, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
When I saw it, I was like, hold on. I said, who is this dude? I said, hold on. Then I looked at it. I was like, I know I came out like 2002 just playing street ball like around that era. So I know dude older than me, but I don't know if that was always his name though. So
I mean, he might not be, man. He might not be. He
No.
might not be.
I know. Yeah, yeah. It's kind of. I sure was tripping out there, but it is what it is. He don't spell it like mine anyway. It ain't.
We got Anthony Williams, the cricket. We got Air Bama. We got 7 and some change.
That's a good name.
7
That's
and
a
some
cool
change.
name. Bro. I like that name right there. That's a good name.
7 and some change.
Yeah, that's something
Yeah,
new.
man. He
Something
was
unique.
a premier. He was definitely a dunker, definitely a shot blocker. He was up there, man. He's an elite defender.
I want to know about Anthony Williams cricket. I bet his game real quiet, but he just do his thing probably.
Yeah, probably so. You got Dr. J. You
Yes,
got
sir.
VP, which is Victor Page. You got Conrad McNasty, RIP. And I know there's some other RIPs, a lot of RIPs on there, but the ones that I'm distinctly saying are the ones that I know because those were the ones that I learned about. I was there to learn about who they were before they passed, and I got to see them. Conrad McNasty, this guy right here, is the one that blocks Half Man, Half Amazing in mixtape volume 1. Is it volume 1? Yeah, volume 1. He comes baseline, tries to dunk it. He's like, boom, boom. He blocks like 2 shots, and then the last one, like he gets dunked on or whatnot. But they had put like a bet up to try to dunk on Conrad. He just blocks everything. He's also in the Entertainer Basketball Classic on Hollow Ground. I want to say he played with not the Terror Squad. I ain't even gonna hold you. I can't remember the team he played with in that documentary at that time, but they distinctly say his name and you see him like he's aggressive, very aggressive. Or he was very aggressive. You got Headache.
He kind of look like
SBA
Dennis
joint.
Rodman a little bit. He kind of look like Dennis Rodman a little bit McNasty.
Oh yeah. You got Headache. You got Ed Smith, which is Ed Booger Smith.
Yes, sir.
Soul in the Hole. Mm-hmm. You got Ronnie Fields, Mr. Chicago Basketball. That's what they called him. And then you have The Truth was Walter Berry, and you have Mr. 720 or the air up there, Torian Forte. I can never say his last name, bro. But Mr. 720, the air up there. That right there is the top. That's not 75 in general.
Yeah, because it's like it's missing a few. It's missing some people too that need to like kind of be like, I'll be right back. I don't even see him on there. I'll be right back.
Yep. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So there's 68 people that we just went through.
Okay. Yeah, because there's some people that I think that still should be squeezed in there. Like I say, I'll be right back for sure. I ain't see Half Man, Half Amazing in there.
I thought he was on that list. I didn't. I just went through the list. I sure enough didn't see him.
Well, I know. I definitely know it's more that are missing because I know. I think in our conversation, it's like over 100 people. You know what I mean? So there's definitely there's missing.
Right. Because everybody is not on exactly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not on exactly. This is still like contribution. Like, what did you do? And it's a voting process too.
Yeah, it is.
So it's a vote. It's a vote. So people, you know what I'm saying? The voting is until December 1st. And I feel like the voting is cool. I feel like it's cool. I feel like it's a little the reason why I say I shouldn't be so low is because it's relevancy. Right. And like if I'm telling you I don't know some of these people, I don't think it's fair for certain things. So I feel like the first 25, 30, there's like an automatic. I don't know how it's gonna work, but I feel like it should be an automatic, like, yo, these guys are in regardless.
Yeah.
You turn around and you type certain names. If you just type the names in and things pop up,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah. And then you can figure out the ranking. That's why I say I felt like Pee Wee Kirkland would be like the number one choice in my eyes of like number one. Because there's guys up here with 20 votes, 60 votes. I'm looking at, and it's done like by percentage or whatever. Like some people got it like Helicopter has 99 votes, and it's like you can 151 for Lamont Robinson. So it's gonna pan out. It's going to pan out.
What
You know what I'm saying? Ain't no doubt about it.
But they gonna announce all this stuff like when the league starting in next year.
I don't know. I don't know when it's going to be announced. I just know that voting ends December 1st.
Okay.
Voting ends December 1st, and whatever it is after that, then.
And you said the league started in March. It's starting.
Yep. The league starts in March.
So what's the regions then? Like you said, it's in 4 different. What's the region?
I don't know the regions.
We're still working on that. Yeah, so that's all. So you got to understand the East Coast is tough. You know what I mean? That's the lead. Everybody knows DC, Maryland, all of that, New York. So I'm part of building the West or the Northwest, and on this side as well. So I mean, we have teams like Hagerstown, that's where Baby Shaq is, and James. My boy T Baby, we helped to get to Peru, you know what I mean? So they're in it. So it's we have some teams that are in it, but we're also still building. So we're still early in that process. But like I said, w- the regions I'm thinking it should be, if you break it down to 4 regions, then what you got? East, West, you know what I mean? South, no, I mean,
Right.
it's pretty much, if you look at it that way. But as we continue to get traction, you got to think about it, right? This right here is a legendary, the 75. You know what I mean? Y'all don't get recognized. You know what I mean? That's just being honest. Street ball doesn't get recognized the same way as, say, the NBA. Right, you got to remember that was their little feud at one time where you had the street ball, and you know what I mean. So
good point.
you know what I mean? So that's what's happening now. You start talking about if you want to say a playing field, more of a, I would say even an even playing field, because of the fact that y'all have one, and it's a bunch of legends, it's a bunch of people that need to be recognized, and now you have your own where you get to do what you love to do, the way that how you want to do it. You know what I mean? In a sense, because you think about the NBA, you see flashes of street ball. You know, you see it everywhere. You know what I mean?
Right.
But when then you begin to say, "Oh, okay, that's too much." Well, here you get to do you. So that's the beauty of it. Where, like I said, we're, because of the history, and that's why I'm excited. That's why I got involved. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, you talking about 10 years and y'all running everything. You talking about the top of everybody who somebody has come through. Wait a minute.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so, to be a part of that team to help bring it back, I think that's the core part. So yeah, as more info come out, and that's the beauty of having our podcast as well. And we're gonna have one for the league itself. So be on the lookout for the SBA. We're gonna have a podcast, interview, all of this and that. So, like I said, we have the insight, and we have our platform to really put it out there. They're gonna also come out. So that's the beauty with me being a part. Zobi, he's in low key. He's one of the players that's on the list. So he's a part of the event. So things like that. So we're able to bring in, and that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna bring in more of the team so y'all can hear what's going on. You know what I mean? Not just you all, but everybody, to understand, okay, the SBA, right? Like I said, it's a pro league where people gonna they're gonna get paid. You know what I mean? So that's the other part where you begin to say, well, okay, wait a minute. You know what I mean? It's something that is gonna give real opportunities for this next generation. And I think that's the beauty of it. But yeah, no, I'm gonna definitely keep y'all in the loop, you know what I mean, as more info come out, because that's our whole thing, is really to push it. Like when I first joined you all, I was like, hey, we want to be a voice, we want to give y'all opportunities, we want to do all of these things. And now here it is. I'm really gonna push the narrative, you know what I mean, because it's something that it's not based off of who I am or what I can do. It's the history. It's a part of history, you know what I mean. And so, but yeah, I'm gonna keep you posted, Cross, on how many teams, all of that. But like I said, it's, I can tell you on the back end, it's 6 of us. You know what I mean? That's on the executive part. You know what I mean? That's putting it together. That's working on the back end. So that's to let folks understand just how important, or how big, how serious it is, right? Because that's the other part, right? Where I come from, the minor league, everybody want to have a team, everybody want to do this and that. And I've been around for over a decade, and I've seen teams that, you know what I mean? I don't even see how you can even call yourself a team. You know what I mean? Like low key, and things like that. And so you have this bad name, and that's the beauty of the SBA. It has this name, this, the credibility, and that's one thing coming into this. We're making sure that we continue to maintain, what I mean, the credibility, all of those things. So as more info come out, yeah, y'all gonna be the first ones to know.
Yeah, for sure.
So
For sure, man. For sure, man. We want to go ahead and close it out.
yeah, we can close it out. We're gonna be back
Yeah.
next Sunday, like you said. And I think I'm gonna talk to uh Mufasa, see, you know what I mean? If we can get these guys, I'm sure he'll say, yeah. If not this Sunday, we're going to get him. We're going to start getting the folks that's involved in the SBA, start bringing these owners out. And so y'all can see the pieces that are coming in, as well as highlight what's going on in the different regions. You know what I mean? All the things that we're talking about. Because, like I said, I'm in the Northwest. And to say example, I want to give a shout out to my man, Kurt from Vancouver to TBA or TBL. He, my guy, he plugged me, and he had a private workout, you know what I mean? A pro workout for players, for invites only, from Mexico to Canada to, you know what I mean? He did his
That's
thing.
serious.
Right, you know what I mean? And so that's why I want to give him a shout out, because he reached out to me, you know what I mean, for players, and I was able to reach out to some street ball and pro players and say, hey, here's your opportunity. You know what I mean? You go out there and you do your thing, and if you really got game, you got opportunity. So it's things like that I just wanted to throw out there and give him a shout out, because those calls mean a lot, because there's players like not only you all, but the upcoming players that are looking for something. And so it's hard to find somewhere that's legit, that's really gonna give you an opportunity. And the beauty on this one, he didn't even charge. You know what I mean? So that's the other part where he could have been like, yo, give me this and that. He didn't even charge. So shout out to you, Kurt. I appreciate you. You know what I mean? I look forward. We will be playing the TBL team Vancouver in February. We're looking at February 15th. So the Admirals, the street ball team, will be playing the TBL and like a preseason. So just let y'all know that the kind of opportunities that's just the little pieces I can bring to the table, but I already know the SBA got so much more coming. You know what I mean? So, so shout out to my whole SBA family, you know what I mean, and to just the street ball world itself. And I'm glad that, we're gonna get back going. So I'm done. We'll get Cross. Okay, Cross. Yeah, you gotta
Yeah,
close us out. Okay.
yeah.
No,
Bro,
I wanted, you back now, so
No, yeah, that's good. No,
all
I was
right.
trying to see. I was trying to see while I was looking at the live or whatever. But yeah, I was gonna give a shout out to Black Jesus for doing his thing on the hoop bus. You know what I'm saying? He came with a new, like his style just so unique. I just like how he just got his own style. It's kind of mixed in with some other stuff, but I just mostly see him when I see him though. You know how some players you can kind of see like, oh, got a little bit of that, got a little bit of that. But him, he like he just different. He different. And you actually played with him up close, so you probably know it better But when I saw him on that hoop bus, I got all his highlights. When he was on that hoop bus doing this, I was like, oh, he didn't came all the way. He probably been waiting to really show some other stuff out. He really did. He did well. I like how he kind of got that little head fake, how he dropped down. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Black
Yeah.
Jesus.
Nah, for sure, man. Shout out to Black Jesus, man. Shout out to Mac.
Yeah,
Mac was in
shout
the
out to
chat
Max.
or whatnot.
Yeah.
He jumped in and and
Yep.
posted up with us for a little bit or whatnot, man. And I appreciate everything that's going on. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all the viewers. I appreciate saying the fact that we can keep this movement going. If we don't talk about it, it will dissipate.
It will.
Period. It will dissipate. So the top 75 and whatever, it don't matter. It don't matter if we don't talk about the past or speak their names. The future will be what the past is going to be is going to be known as, right? And to stay relevant, not necessarily relevant. I don't want to say relevant. To remain, to keep the history alive. That what we're doing is very important. So I just keep it short there, man. And yeah, man. So like I said, I'll let Ambassador drop us off because all I got to say for me is I'm Zobi-Wan Kenobi. Don't act like you don't know me. You know me, Zobi. I'm good.
Yes, sir. Hey, we appreciate y'all tapping in the Streetball to Pro the unit. We will be back next Sunday. You know what I mean? We're gonna figure out what topics, you know what I mean? We might revisit the 75, but hey, send us topics, you know what I mean? Be able to, and we want y'all to be a part of this. This is not just about us talking, you know what I mean? This is about us coming together and really supporting one another. I think that's one of the biggest things too that I'm appreciative about, being a part of this, despite, it's not like, oh, you ain't from street ball, you ain't from this and that. It's just all love. You know what I mean? So, and that's what we want to promote and push the fact that, hey, let's come together, continue to keep our history alive. You know what I mean? And I think that that's the biggest part. Street ball is definitely not dead. You know what I mean? I can tell you, I'm watching it all over the world. I'm a part of it. And it's a great place to be a part. It's a lot of love here. So, until next Sunday, hey, make sure Zobi-Wan, check my man, No Man Hoops, and Killer Cross. You know what I mean? Y'all got to check them out. It wouldn't be Street Ball to Pro without the unit, you know what I mean, with all of us coming together. So it's not just about the ambassador. If you don't see Ballaholic or this person, it's not about one person. It's about all of us coming together. So, hey, until next time, we appreciate y'all.
All right.